Thank you, Kylie Twan. We appreciate it. And let me welcome everybody to this programming meeting, committee meeting. It's 8:33. We apologize for starting a couple of minutes behind schedule. We're just trying to wait on Commissioner Carthen as the co-chair of this programming committee. It's October 25th, Tuesday, and I guess we'll get started by first asking for those of you, and first of all, again, welcome to the committee members. And like I said, we do have a quorum, but for those of you who have had a chance to read the minutes, so we can kind of get the minutes out of our hair, are we approving just one set of minutes, Rick, or just?
Yes, sir.
Okay, one
set of minutes from August 17th.
Okay.
Our last meeting, sir.
Got it. So did everyone get a chance to read or identify and if there are any adjustments that's needed to those minutes? Please speak now. Hearing none, Rick, those minutes will stand approved. Let's get into the agenda. So Rick, if you want to kind of take it from here, and we'll follow your lead with the agenda items on the agenda, and we'll kind of move from there. And when Commissioner Carthen step in, we'll identify her at that particular time and add her to the minutes and or to the meeting process, okay?
Yes, sir. That sounds good.
All right.
Good. Want to begin business discussion with the control room booth and studio renovations update. We've got the, I can tell you that we've been actively working. This has been nonstop since the board approved. And actually we're grateful for that. Things are moving right along. The updates I can tell you that are going on, studio lights have been installed. So they're in the studio now. The walls have been painted. Flooring was just installed yesterday. It was a task and a half, but it was completed. The set was reassembled to go on the floor. New soundboard has been installed in the booth. As you know, committee chairman, new mics for the commissioners were installed during the week with the mute button. That's there. There's a continuing use of new equipment and software that's improving the look of DCTV 23 for Phyllis and the team of Sierra, Ryan, and Melanie with Happenings newsletter. PowerPoint presentation improvement is continuing to look good for our meetings with the button at the podium in Citizens Hall, utilizing music and announcements to be played before the Board of Commissioner meetings to establish any mood from the day to begin the meeting, and a timer added to the TV screens to help start meetings on time during streaming. And this is all part of our process in creating a new environment. And what I want to do is I want to turn it over to Phyllis to talk about our next steps, where we are. That would include our HVAC installation in the booth. Phyllis, you want to take it from here?
Yes, sir. And good morning, Commissioner Mitchell, Mr. Perry. Good morning to everyone. Our next steps are basically the punch list to make sure everything has been completed as far as receiving equipment and any other necessary things that we'll have to do to complete the project. We're also looking to do a sound treatment. I believe Commissioner Mitchell, you were in the studio and noticed the echoing sound, and we're also getting sound from the outside into the studio. So they're going to do a sound treatment to kind of decrease both of those issues. We will also need to look at purchasing furniture for the set. We do have a new news desk coming in, and we want to find furniture that will complement the desk. The desk will have to be installed, and we're looking at mid-November. Some things cause us to fall behind a little bit, and that would include getting the contractors for the painting of the walls and a contractor to install the flooring. So those two items set us back a little bit because it was we had to work out establishing contracts for those projects. But other than that, everything is looking real good, as Rick mentioned. It's just a total, just a total refreshing studio now. It really is. And like he also mentioned, the booth downstairs, the team is able to do much more with the software and the equipment. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Phyllis. Also, too, one of the things, Commissioner Mitchell, as part of the renovations, it helps functionality. For example, before, when we finished taping a Board of Commission meeting, we would have to take that drive from downstairs, go upstairs, or from upstairs to go downstairs and put it on DCTV 23, the channel. We can actually put it on the channel from upstairs. So, you know, things are just the whole dynamic of operation is working effectively. And at this time, we could take any questions.
Yeah, I'll start with just a couple. So first of all, I just want to say I'm impressed that we're trying to look like CNN and the WSB and others by the way you guys are positioning the commissioners doing the meetings, rather, the commission meetings downstairs,
Yes,
legislature, where you guys have, you know, let's say one of the commissioners speaking and then somebody at the podium having other dialect and all that good stuff. So I like that look, and I'm glad to see that we're using the software, you know, to kind of create as that feeling you talk about, that look. So I think that's a great look. So great job and job well done. How far off are we, what we call it, on completion, and then are we falling still within budget and all that good stuff?
Sure. We honestly think we'll be finished in November. The way things are going right now continues. We say mid-November. We're trying to give a concrete date, but I think right now it's hard to determine that. Once we get the HVAC installation, the timing and date of when that will be, because what we learned with all the equipment, the lights and everything in the studio, we didn't take into account with all the brand new equipment how hot and heated it gets to keep the room itself while working. So that's what, you know, once we know the time and the date of installation, I could give a better assessment. But what I could tell you is November, mid-November.
And okay, great. And how are we doing from and let me also add, for those of you who might be just tuning in or whatever, but Commissioner Carthen has also joined us. So thank you, Commissioner Carthen, for joining the program committee meeting. The other thing was, okay, so I get the heating in that situation in there. So I'm glad that we realized that equipment does, as it runs, you know, as long as it's running, definitely will heat up that room though. So, but did we come in, we in line budgetary wise, dollars and cents wise, or are we?
Yes, right now we are. We just checked in with Miss Miller, Ross Miller, and found out that we are still under budget right now from all the broadcast equipment, ARPA funds that's allotted to us.
Good. Okay. I think we probably all like to hear that. Okay. So with that being said, are there any other, while we've got the floor open for any questions, any Q&A that anybody may have or comments?
Commissioner Mitchell, just a quick comment that, you know, prior to all of the adjustments and changes being made in the department, as you all recall, we took a kind of a field trip to both the control center and in Citizens Hall as well as kind of a walkthrough through the studio. Just wondering if we can do the same thing once everything is complete, just to do a before and after. And for those who Armatrace to kind of talk to us about all of the equipment that has been installed. They gave us the, what they're going to do. They've kind of talked to us about what they're doing. And, I think it would be prudent for us to do something afterwards so they can tell us what they've done. And that way it'll stick with all of us as we move forward.
Well, count me in on that one. Let's schedule something. I think that's a great idea. So absolutely. But I'll say this much, and I can't speak for everybody else though, but I kind of take a lot of trips in and out just myself, being nosy. So I've seen a lot, but I'd love to hear it from them as to kind of what we are from when we started and now where we are today. So
Absolutely.
yeah, great idea. Yep. So
Yeah,
let's schedule
concur.
something. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And Fred, is there anything else on your end?
No, I'm much like you. I pop in and out of the the facility just to see how things are coming along. Looks really, really nice. It is, indicative of a county of this caliber, and I'm glad we decided to invest in that and make those necessary changes. I can see the upgrade in the publications that's coming out of the communications department, the coverage of the Board of Commission meetings, a lot more professional, and we're starting to put our signature stamp on it. So I'm very happy with the changes thus far, and just look forward to once they've completed all the changes, kind of seeing what else we can explore and what we can do to make this just a grade A publication, and the things that come out of this department, and see how far we can take this.
I would agree. Thank you,
Commissioner
Fred.
Mitchell?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to add that they will be coming, once we get everything set up, to do a spotlight video for the work that they've done to use as a promotional piece. So they come in as well, and they are ecstatic about the work that has been done and the transformation that has occurred, and they want to also document that as well. So I wanted to add that little piece to it, that they are coming to do some before and after a video, and we've documented it very well also. So if anybody ever wants to see where we came from, we are documenting each step very well through photos.
I think, yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Anyone else? Commissioner Carthen, anything to add to this conversation, or you're good?
I'm sorry, I missed.
No, I'll just give Commissioner Carthen a chance to kind of chime in if she wanted to. Yes, go ahead.
Commissioner Mitchell, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, cool beans. And Ricky was going to say.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Mitchell and Commissioner Carthen, I wanted to say thank you on behalf of the Communications and Community Relations Department, because without your support in approving this project, it wouldn't have happened. I mean, it wouldn't be happening. I think what's critical, I guess for us as a department, is to realize that this is a legacy building project. This is not a piecemeal. It's been an extraordinary task at hand in coming together. You have entrusted us to make it work, to make it happen. And it doesn't go without, appreciating your leadership in programming and on the Board of Commissioners. So thank you.
Got it. And thank you for those comments. But I'll also add, it's not just myself. It was really this board believing in and adding and putting the dollars in play for us to kind of pull off a task of this magnitude. So kudos to the Board of Commissioners for actually pulling this off. But as the chair, I'll take that. So thank you again. And again, thank you to the Board of Commissioners and this board for actually entrusting the dollars and cents and allocating these dollars to make this project something that we knew needed to have been done many years ago. So we're still behind the curve trying to play catch up, but we are now in front of the curve. And kudos to you guys for actually doing what you're doing and understanding and taking this renovation to another level and taking the software that we've got to another level. So this is some good stuff. So, I mean, now you guys got some more toys to play with. So if you're like me, I enjoy that when my engineers bring me new equipment and stuff to play with. So have at it, good stuff. Anybody else got anything to add to this conversation now? Thank you. Okay. Rick, what's next on the agenda for us?
Yes, sir. Next on the agenda, we'd like to talk about the new Animal Services show for DCTV 23 in terms of giving you an update. I'm sure you want to hear where we are with it, what we've completed, and to talk about that, I'd like to turn it over to Phyllis. If Phyllis is still...
You're muted, Phyllis, I think.
Hey, I'm
there you go.
here. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was checking an email. What was tossed to me? I'm sorry.
Sure. The new Animal Services show update.
Oh, okay. Yes,
With Vanessa.
Yes, it was truly a pleasure to get that project started with the assistance of MMI and the creativity of our team with Sierra and Ryan. We do have what we call 3 of the segments in the can, and we should be rolling out the first one once Director Martin establishes a date and time. I believe we discussed showing it at a board meeting, but great project to work with. I think the initial segments, the community as well as the board will be pleased with. Director Vanessa, I'm not going to attempt to say her last name this morning, but Director Vanessa did a great job. She has a great voice and has incredible talent that was unfolded as we did the project. The team did a very good job of shooting extra video and the taping of her voiceover. She actually is doing the voiceover work as well as introducing the segments. So yes, we're just excited about it. And like I said, it was a great project to work with her on. And we have future segments already lined up, and we're getting prepared to get those ready for shooting. Thank you.
Good stuff. How long are they, Phyllis?
I believe we said about 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's like she's essentially the first one. She'll introduce who she is and the mission of Animal Services. Then she's going to toss to a package that she's also voicing. So we thought that would be a unique way of doing it instead of just a normal sit down interview with her, but she's got full control over it. We're just helping her as far as edits and script writing. So, but yeah, the first one turned out really nice, and we can't wait to roll it out for you, sir. But to answer your question, I think there are 5 minutes. If I didn't answer it, I'm kind of...
No, you did. No, that's
Okay,
great.
thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else to add to that, though? Fred, anything you want to add to that we've been kind of planning on this whole animal, promoting kind of all the great things that are happening at our animal shelter?
Yeah, I saw the piece, and I really liked it, and I thought that it was very creative, and I just look forward to future episodes of it. Anything that can put our animal shelter in a positive light, I'm for that. Was in on the early part of it as it was just a concept, and to see it go from concept to an actual episode is exciting to me. All the challenges that our animal shelter faces. This is something that I'm hoping it'll yield some positive return, and folks will start adopting animals and start volunteering at the shelter and really take an interest in it. So we can get back to being the top-notch animal shelter that we've become accustomed to being. So Yeah, I'm excited about it. I hope I can be in one of those episodes in the future.
We look forward to tossing you in. I got it. Okay.
Let me know, man.
But again, yes, I too, I'm glad, this is actually coming to fruition. So this is really good to see it and get a true, now we wrote about it, talked about it, and now putting our animal shelter in such a great positive light. So good work, guys, and let's just keep this thing going. I think these nuggets will play a great role of messaging and sending out our message about our animal service and how well we do and how well we do what we do. So good stuff. So
Commissioner Mitchell,
yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
and excuse my voice because I've been talking all weekend, so my voice is going. But are we putting this also as shorts on our Facebook platforms and short videos? And has programming even considered that?
Say yes, but I'm gonna let Rick kind of chime in on that. I would hope that it's on all of our platforms.
Yes, it will be. Absolutely. Anything, Commissioner Carthen, anything that we post as far as a show or broadcast, we also post on our social media platforms the link so people can see.
So I think I understand that part, but doing shorts on Facebook, since that's a new thing, is something that I think we should look at.
Okay.
Because most people's attention spans and they're not going to click through. So just FYI, you may want to get somebody on the team to kind of look at shorts for the Douglas County Happiness Facebook page, so that people can start really honing in on the positive things that we're doing. And since we hired a PR firm as well, getting with them. Like right now, we need programming and communications to work in synergy, along with the media company, Media Miracles. There's a lot of opportunity for Douglas County to show positivity, and we can do it through the social media. So just FYI, look into the shorts. Thank you.
Good stuff. Yeah, agreed.
Yes,
Okay. Anybody else got any comments on this?
Commissioner Mitchell, this is
Yes.
Wendy. I have a comment.
Yes.
Yesterday, communications and external affairs constituent services, I'm not sure what name we're officially using for our department yet. We had a meeting about the different goings on, and one of the things we talked about is how to collaborate more effectively and opportunities to collaborate. And I just happened to have adopted another cat, not this weekend, but last weekend, from Animal Services. And I'm wondering, Rick, this is a question for our communications folks. I'm wondering if we might be able to do some kind of collaboration with customer service and animal shelter around that. I mean, we can talk about it later offline, but I just wanted to bring that idea up.
Well, I'll also add too, though, we should have some footage and you and all that you've done by adopting, because I think that's a great message to say that people are still doing just that, though. But Rick, to her question, I don't know if you want to chime in on that, though, but thank you for adopting and doing that. But, those kind of pictures and moments and nuggets that we should definitely always try to capture,
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's important. We've spoken to Vanessa about, I know it's something that Vanessa does in terms of promoting when adoptions occur, taking still pictures. We could also and always emphasize that further, in promoting adoptions. I'm definitely not against that. And sure, there's always great ideas we could come up with to help promote adoptions of pets and what have you.
Commissioner Mitchell, this is Phyllis.
Yes.
before even getting started on this project, we sat down with Vanessa and came up with a long list of ideas and services that Animal Services provides. Not only will we be covering adoptions as a segment, but also the fact that surgeries are done there, coded, as far as enforcement goes. So we have a long list of segment ideas that we plan on producing with Vanessa and her team over at Animal Services. So adoption is one of those segments that we will be creating. And Wendy is correct. A number of people from the county have adopted pets from Animal Services. During September Saturdays, I adopted a lovely bulldog with gray eyes that has become a great piece of my heart. So I think all of us are just willing to have these pets and have them become a part of our families and have forever homes. Thank you, sir.
Yes. And so I'll add, so Wendy, yes to your, yes, we should have a sidebar conversation. Yes, we should look at, even better and how we upgrade our customer service. And yes, the adoption piece, there are God knows how many nuggets that we're trying to pull off with this type of programming, because we figured it need not be a 30 or 50-minute program versus smaller nuggets to kind of plug and play and keep it moving. And because of the attention span of those of us who watch videos of this caliber, we thought this might be the approach that might be the better approach. But we're always open and love to collaborate with, all the department heads on anything that's animal related. So yes. I don't know if that answered your question, Wendy, but
Yes, it did.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sure we'll discuss further.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, Rick. Oh, let me make sure. Is there anybody else got any comments to this particular subject matter? Okay, Rick. Anything else?
No, I didn't have anything else, sir. Unless I don't have anything else.
Okay. Are there any commission business? So, Commissioner Carthen, anything that you want to add before we kind of wrap up the programming committee meeting? If you're trying to speak, I know she lost her voice, so she might be. Okay, there you. Okay.
Oh, fine.
So you good? Yes.
Yes, good.
Okay, all right. I guess I'll open the floor up with, are there any other new business that anybody want to discuss before we end this committee meeting? And Rick, I'd just like to add, so, and that'd probably be more for Phyllis or Rick. How are we coming along with the posting of the SPLOST update that Gary and all of us did last week, Phyllis? Help me out. Apologize, guys. Hold on.
Yes, sir. That has been posted on all of our social media platforms, as well as the television station as of yesterday. To add again, Ryan and Sierra did a great job, not only editing the piece, but also shooting it. And we appreciate the opportunity. And we will piggyback off of the portion that was discussed while we were putting the segment together. We'll piggyback with Mr. Good as well.
So we have it airing at 5 a.m., 9 a.m., 5 p.m., 9 p.m., twice a.m., twice p.m.
Got it.
Daily, not just 5 days, but 7 days a week. We think it's a good educational piece for the public. So, and have it through, have it airing through November.
Got it. Okay. I just want to just make sure, and it's on all of our platforms, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. On that note, I don't have anything else. And if all minds are clear, I guess, I think I saw Madam Chair. Madam Chair, did you have anything that you want to add before we wrap up this programming committee meeting?
Nothing, but except I'm just so excited about the progress that's being made in our studio. It's looking good, and thank you, Commissioner Mitchell and Commissioner Carthen and Rick Martin Communications and Phyllis Banks and Ryan and Sierra and just the entire team. Y'all have just done a phenomenal job. Just proud. It just looks good. It almost looks like CNN Commissioner Mitchell. I'm thinking I'm in a real-time studio. So thank y'all.
And Rick, speaking of that, you guys spoke of a desk. Are we looking at trying to anchor it like a news desk of that caliber? And I know you spoke of some other furniture, Phyllis.
We can have the desk there. We can move it as a set, and put chairs there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter for different looks, sir.
Got it. So it's more of a prop. We can bring it in if we want to use it from a news desk perspective, and or move it out to say sit down and have interviews with department heads or something, I guess.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Phyllis, please correct me if I'm wrong.
That is correct, sir. That's correct.
Thank you.
Cool bean. All righty. Well, on that note, guys, thank you again. I appreciate it. With that being, we'll actually kind of close out on this committee meeting. Thank you guys for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. And this programming committee meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.